What's up, Trub? How you guys doing? This is going to be Ambitions, your review for Ambitions Season 1, Episode 8. Please make sure that you are subscribing, and I hope you enjoy this video. So, we start this episode off. I don't know if this is only going to be a 10 episode run. You know how a lot of times with first seasons, they do the 10 episodes, and then if it's real popular, renew it, and then try to hurry up and come back with a bunch of episodes. I'm not sure if that's what's getting ready to happen with this right here, right? But but it seems like some stuff is starting to come out. Excuse me, y'all. I'm gonna work on this. This is in my laptop, and I really hate what's going on with this thing. But anyway, we're gonna get there. No. Boom, another conversation. So we start this episode off. Titus, remember, left off last week. Titus got the address to Damon, and Titus is really he like, look, I'm gonna figure some things out because I'm gonna get this man out of my life by hook or crook. So Titus, he out running errands. He out in the night, and Amara is like, where you been? Like, I came downstairs last night. You weren't in the house. What happened? And he said, when I got stuff on my mind, I need to clear my mind. You know how that goes. And she was like, yeah, but I also, I told you I don't like that. Let me know when you're leaving so I don't worry about you. So then she was like, so where'd you go? He was like, I don't know, I just drove around, 95, 85. She said, well, what was it? Well, I don't think they got a 90, I think it's 85, but whatever it was. She said, well, what was it? You don't know? Or you went somewhere? And he was like, why are you giving me the third degree? She said, I'm sorry, that's just habit. I'm a lawyer, I just get to investigating. So he kind of talks his way out of it, but when he walks out the room, she was like, Titus, why? In her mind, but she said it out loud, but not for him to hear. Titus, why are you lying to me? So it's something. She knows that he's not telling the truth. Now, I don't know how she know he ain't, but I guess you know your man, you know your husband, you know when they lying, when they telling the truth. Um, so we see them at work. We see Amara at work with Damon, and she said, "Look, I done told Titus that we working on this case. So for the time being, we just got to do what we have to do." And he was like, "Oh, well, how did Titus take it?" She was like, "How you think he took it?" You know what I mean? But now remember, y'all, Stephanie pretty much blackmailed him into coming to town. And he tried to run game on Stephanie, and Stephanie wasn't having it. So they're doing this. You know how they have the flow charts that they trying to figure out trying to figure out who's in charge of a criminal investigation, who's really on top, and who's at the bottom. And Damon gonna move Stephanie over from wife. Basically she don't really know what's going on under um suspect or whatever. And Amara was like, "You really think Stephanie knows what's going on?" He was like, I've met Stephanie a couple of times and she doesn't come across as somebody that doesn't know what her husband is doing. I said, okay, so he's going to try to get to Stephanie by including her in this little conspiracy situation. I said, okay, I see you. I see what we're doing here. Now, Miss Stephanie and Peterson, they getting it in, right? She over his house. They doing the do. They getting it in. All of a sudden, his ring goes off. He sees people. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the ring alarm system. And he sees the people coming down the hallway, honey. Come to find out, it's the family. And Peterson ain't really on top. All these threats and stuff that he's doing, he's answering to somebody else who happens to be his father. Now they come up in there. He gets that. He tells Stephanie, "You go upstairs and don't you say nothing." He said, "Don't you even breathe. Like, I don't want them to know you are here." But Stephanie witnesses what goes down, and it's his cousin, it's a female, and two goons, and they rough him up a little bit, and they basically let him know, look, time is running out. Your father's not happy, and you need to get this deal done, or we're going to take care of it ourselves. So when they leave, Stephanie, of course, is like, what the hell is all of this? He said, look, playtime is over. He said, if you thought that what I was doing was bad, you don't even want to see what's going to come after me. And if y'all don't, he was like, if you don't convince Rondell to sell that damn restaurant and we don't get this project going, it's going to be some real serious problems. Like, Rondell will end up in the river somewhere. So Stephanie is just like, oh man, what the hell? So she ends up going to her mom. Now y'all know we figured out that her mama ain't really this sweet, demure, sitting on the sideline kind of chick. So Stephanie tells her mom what went down or whatever. And her mother picks up on the fact that Stephanie and old boy got something going on. And she says, well, look, I've been trying to get rid of Rondell. Like, I did my part. She ain't listening. And she's really making a lot of headway with this little signature thing she got going on. She's really getting all her signatures. She's really about to be able to stop this whole project legally. So Stephanie was like, well, I need some help. She said, I can't, Evan is not having it. And, I don't really have sway with him like that. Like, he my husband and all, but, we don't really like each other. So the mother was like, look, I'll try to talk to him again and try to let him know how serious this is. She said, but let me tell you something. She said, if you want to play with fire, you damn better be sure you controlling the flame. She was like, because the last thing you want is to be burnt up by your own flame. She said, and believe me, I know. So she letting Stephanie know you playing with fire with this whole Peterson situation. And she also kind of alluding to the fact that she kind of had some stuff, some stuff going down on her own. And I said, okay, mama, what you got working, mama? But she said, I'll talk to Evan again. We'll figure something out. So down to Thelmas, we see Amara and Titus are down at Thelmas. Of course, Rondell is there. And Rondell, and they all googly and flirting and stuff. And Rondell, talking to them about the petition and stuff. And Amara says, well, look, why don't Titus help you out? Titus was like, say what? Do what? She said, yeah, he was quite the community organizer back in Birmingham. Because remember, Titus, when they were living in Birmingham, Titus was very much a grassroots lawyer. He kind of flipped to the other side to do this corporate law thing to get the hell out of Birmingham and get away from Damon. And Titus was like, I mean, I might be able to help you out a little bit. No problem. She was like, okay, I might take you up on that. And just at that moment, old boy comes in, her boyfriend, the council member comes in, and Amara immediately reacts. And I'm like, I know they had that conversation early on, but I'm like, why are you acting funky? Like, why you acting like you ain't rocking with him like that? I didn't really pick up on what that vibe was or why that vibe was, but Rondell picked up on it, and so did Titus. So Rondell asked him about it after she left. He asked him, he was like, well, Rondell asked her too, and she was like, no, we good, everything's cool. Asked him, and he was like, we talked a few times, but as far as I know, everything is everything. So she's telling him the good news about the signatures and how she's checking every 5 minutes. She said, but I can't be two places at once. I can't be out in the community and here running this restaurant. He said something about something he said kind of gave her an idea. She said, you know what, that is a great idea. So what she came up with, the idea was that she would have something at Thelma's place, and basically you can eat after you sign the petition. Like, come on in, we're gonna have free food, but the price is signing this petition. So we'll get to that in a minute. So Miss Bella done got played by the mayor. We know last week she sold out her boyfriend, so she would have this deal with the mayor to get this consignment in the airport. He told her, I'm gonna link you up with this bigger company, and that way, you can get what you need from them, build up your resume, and then when the next time it comes up, you'll be ready to move it to your own spot. Well, she's all excited, ready to show her work and all that other stuff, and the guy shows up who is fine. Fine as wine, baby. Fine as wine. And he lets her know, well, basically, this is a 6-week tryout. Like, maybe this wasn't explained to you, but this isn't a done deal yet. Like, he said, we really love your online presence, and we think you do a great job with your social media, but we need to be able to see how that translates to an actual brick and mortar. Like, we need to see if that's going to actually work for our brand. So Bella's sitting there like, he got me again. Duh. Of course he got you, dummy. So, but like I said, but baby is fine. So, and her mama, they're all happy for her and everything, because her mama had her marrying, she's looking at houses on Zillow trying to marry her off to the football player, not knowing that she done dogged the football player. But the football player ain't gone nowhere. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's definitely gonna come back. And I don't know if it's gonna be the right time or the wrong time, but he's gonna be back. So next thing you know, we got Titus and Damon in the garage playing, the who's is bigger game. And Titus letting Damon know, look, I got my eye on you. Don't appreciate you being here. And she's mine. You might have had her once, but I got her all the time. And of course Amar comes running up before they go into blows. But it's cameras all in the parking lot and everything. And Damon is working that to his advantage. Like he looked up at the camera like, oh, okay. She gonna see me. Okay. I mean, they got me on camera. And of course he wanted Titus to hit him, but Titus didn't put his hands on him. But Titus, I don't know, he might have, but he didn't do it. He didn't do it. So next thing you know, we see Evan and Mama talking. And Mama is trying to let Evan know, look, you really need to get this deal done. Like, we've been real nice about it, but please understand, by hook or crook, this deal needs to get done. And Evan is like, look, I already told y'all. Like, if they want to save my mama restaurant, I'm not going to stand in the way of them saving my mama restaurant. Like, it is what it is. And he said, but anyway, Rondell got the signatures. I mean, she doing what she got to do. Like she's doing it legally. I can't really stop her. And something he says, I don't know why I keep missing these cues, but something he says clicks with Mama. And she realizes that she's got to end. She's like, okay, signatures. Okay, online petition. Okay. And she realizes that she got to weigh in. She goes back to Stephanie and lets Stephanie know, look, I had a conversation with Evan. It wasn't all that fruitful. However, I got an idea. I think we can stop the petition. So we'll come back. We'll get back to that. We'll get back to her stopping this petition, honey. So Damon is going to get to Mr. Titus. We're going to go ahead and finish Mr. Titus and Damon up. We're going to go ahead and get them out the way. Damon pays a bunch of thugs to beat him up. So then he goes to the police and says that Titus beat him up. And they don't come to the house and arrested Titus. Titus done spent the night in jail. And of course, he on a whole nother level of pissed off. A whole nother level of pissed off. Now, when they were facing off in the garage, he threw, remember what Stephanie has on? This must be the worst kept secret in Birmingham, because Stephanie's got the goods on him. And he said that night when he disappeared and Amara was looking for him, that's where he went. He went to Birmingham and was able to get proof that Damon had falsified this information on that drug dealer, but that nobody really looked at it too close because he's a drug dealer. Like, who cares? I'm not saying I don't care. I'm saying that's the attitude for y'all be in my comments. So Titus lets Damon know that he knows that information. So I'm like, this must be the worst damn kept secret in damn Birmingham. How everybody know he ain't get arrested or lose his job? But neither here nor there. Titus lets Amar know that that's where he went that night. He went to Birmingham, and he was able to get proof that oh boy, that the guy's ready to, because he was sleeping with the guy's wife, and so he was able to get proof, and he's ready. He's ready for he wants to talk, like he wants to tell his story. It's just a matter of somebody listening to him and believing him. So Amara is like, well, what are we gonna do with it? Like, what are we gonna do with this information? Y'all thought I just ripped my face. I did. Oh well, I'll sew it up later. What are we gonna do about this information? And so they working on a plan. Well, at least Titus is. He working on a plan, baby. Because see, now you done went too far. You got the man arrested at his own house. And of course, I know Damon got them cameras. He was watching the whole thing. He watched them police roll up. He watched those police arrest that man. And of course, it was real dramatical. Had handcuffs too tight and all that other stuff. So it was. Back down to Miss Thelma's place. Rondell done put together her little event I told y'all about, and she work in the room, and everything is everything. Boyfriend is there, Mr. Councilman is there, and the neighborhood hold'em rolled up. I mean, I say that because that's how they act, like she got a reputation, She rolls up and she flirting with him and everything, and alluding to the fact that they know each other, that they like biblically know each other, and that they still know each other, and that you know how women do, want to make something out of nothing, want to make it seem like. So Rondell was like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna go on and let y'all have a good time. Y'all go ahead and keep talking. I got shit to do. So now Rondell in her feelings, and he went and confronted her, and he was like, why are you acting like this? Why not Rondell, but confronted the other woman? Like, why are you acting like it's more than what it is? Like, because she was like, why you stop returning my texts? And she said all that in front of Rondell. So to me, that would have let me know that it ain't all of that if she stopped returning the text. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. So, I mean, if he stopped returning the text. And of course, Daddy mad. He peeped the whole thing. He playing spades, slamming his cards down. He pissed off because he don't want to see his baby get played. And then later on that night, they talk about it, and he tells her, he's like, look, I ain't trying to see my baby get played. And his little girlfriend was like, you act like, like it's gonna happen. Like but she a grown ass woman. She all right, and we like him. He really likes her. And Rondell, you need to get out your feelings and you need to go on and just and go and talk to that man. You really like that man. Y'all know she's stubborn, so she and her little fella, she ain't really trying to give nothing up. You know how that go. So Miss Bella and Evan and the mayor, Bella says, the mayor's like, so when can I see my son? No, she said we need to talk about our custody, like visitation. It was like, what you talking about? You tell me when he here, I'll come see him. She was like, see, those days are over. The drop-bys, you lost those privileges. We're going to set up a regular schedule that you're going to keep, and that's your son. And I was like, Bella, here we go again. You changing the rules of the game in the middle of the game. You knew what it was. It's been like that little boy looked like he about 5, 6 years old. It's been that. Um, and then she lets him know that this little contract that you said you was setting me up with, it ain't all that you said it was. And she's like, I ain't even met Valentina yet. She sent her son to come and talk to me. And Evan, you could see Evan was shocked by it because he was like, what? He was like, well, whatever. Like, it is what it is. It doesn't matter. So, um, he lets her know, like, look, I'm gonna see my son. You can act stupid if you want to, but I'm gonna see my son when I see my son, and that it is what it is. And I'm like, here we go again with the two of them. They're gonna be back in bed in a minute. But see, she gonna mess with Valentina's son. She gonna get into that. That's gonna be a whole nother mess right there too. So in the meantime, Bella put together a little fashion show for for the guy and everything, and he likes what he sees, and they get to flirt. And that's why I said something about to go down with them. But we'll see how that play out with the mayor, because I know how the mayor is about what he thinks is his and staking his claim, honey. Now, what we find out, the web is something with the website that Rondell is using, that because Mama went to Stephanie and said, look, I done found a solution to our little Rondell problem. Have you been paying attention to these signatures she's getting? And she said, check out this website. So as soon as Stephanie looks at the website, they're happy. So it's something with that website. I don't know if they own the website or they know the people who own the domain or whatever. I don't know, but they done figured something out. We'll get to that in a second. So council member goes to see Rondell, and he says, look, I know that woman. We dated a few times. I realized that she ain't my cup of tea, and that's all there is to it. He said, but what I don't understand is why you so mad. You run hot and cold. One minute we cool, the next minute we not. Like, I don't know how to read you. But I done told you that you are the person that I want to be with. I done told you that I want to spend time with you. So I'm not understanding what's really good here. And Rondell was thinking back on what her daddy girlfriend was telling her, and what Bella's mama was saying. And she's like, look, it's me and you. What's good? Next thing you know, baby, they done went upstairs. They done did the do. They all booed up. She wake up all smiling and happy. She goes and checks her phone. She got enough signatures. I mean, she's excited. They celebrating. They happy. Next thing you know, she gets an update on the website. She goes to update it. She gets an update on the website. Come to find out, they have disallowed, I think, something like 60% of her signatures because they said that they came from out of state, or out of the area, not out of state, but out of the county, because the signatures have to be from that neighborhood that's going to be affected. So the signatures, and then we see Stephanie on the phone with whoever she's on the phone with that fixed it. So they disavowed those signatures, but it was illegal. She really did have enough signatures, but we're going to see how that works out. Next thing you know, we see Stephanie with Peterson, letting him know, well, first of all, the candy store is closed, which I hate that analogy. He keeps talking about he want his chocolate, and that irritated me. She said, but I took care of the Rondell problem. It's done. You ain't got to worry about it. It's done. But as far as this with me and you, that's a wrap. He was like, yeah, all right, you be back. You be back. Somebody sent Bella a cake that says whore. She automatically assumes that it's Roderick, the football player. I'm not so sure that it's Roderick, but it could be. It probably is. That's why I said he ain't gone nowhere. So anyway, that's pretty much what went down. So we'll see how this plays out next week, baby. Let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments, please.